eastern sun going, What's up, fish tank people? Dustin's Fish Tanks bringing it to you on the Solstice, baby. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we're going to talk about the most important thing in this world. Actually, we're going to talk about the most important thing out of this world. Today is the winter solstice. And yes, folks, today we're going to talk about the sun. But Dustin, what does this have to do with fish tanks, man? The more in tune with nature we are, the easier it is for us to recreate nature in our aquariums. So let's get out of this world, folks. This is for the people of the sun. And that's not just an awesome Rage Against the Machine song. It's also the way thousands of cultures have celebrated the sun for thousands of years. So today, folks, we're going to talk about the sun from a high level because there's no better day to talk about the sun than on the winter solstice, the shortest day, with a day with the least amount of sunshine in the year. That's right, folks. A high-level understanding of the sun will help you both in your aquariums and in your lives. The ancients built temples to the sun, and frankly, your boy Dustin has built not one but two temples to the sun. So today, boys and girls, we're going to talk about the sun. How much do we love the sun? We can't live without it. We don't want to live without it. Why are the populations of Florida, Texas, and California so high? Answer: more sun. It's all about the sun. But this is modern times. Let's go back in time and talk about the sun. Speaking of time, the sun is also a way we measure time. Pretend you're with me a part of an ancient civilization. Pick your flavor. You want the Egyptians, the Mayans, the Greeks, whoever. What's one thing that's always constant for you? The sun. The weather might change, droughts, floods might come and go, but the sun, which is always constant, comes and goes, rises and falls. And in my research of this, I came across a fun one, folks. What were the Greeks doing a couple thousand years ago around the winter solstice? This day, a couple thousand years ago? Answer: the Feast of Poseidon. Poseidon was the god of the seas. Coincidentally, that corresponds with the month of Poseidon because the next month is the age of Aquarius, bringing of the water when your boy Dustin was born. Anyway, the Feast of Poseidon goes like this. The Feast of Poseidon was celebrated across ancient Greece, and while there was a little regional variation, no matter where you were, folks, it was epic. The festival was an all-time, all-out, no-holds-barred debauchery. Animals were sacrificed, both men and women who participated together. Wine and erotic cakes were provided for women's celebration. There was women spent at least one night drinking, getting naked, brandishing cakes, carrying huge phalluses in exchange for saucery banter. Meanwhile, the men lit a gigantic bonfire, carrying on traditions of fire lighting that was common in many solstice celebrations. The celebrations resumed the next day. All throughout Greek municipalities hosted public banquets, sacrificed animals. Record indicates there was no expense spared in attending the importance of this celebration. And by the way, the Romans went on and did it about the same way. The winter solstice was a big deal, and it should be a big deal to you. Here, my friends, is the fun part for me about the sun. You see, I have always liked the sun, but now I rely on the sun to provide energy for my plants in my fish tanks. This caused me to take a deeper look at something that I would say was a part of everyday life in prehistoric man, something that has been lost in modern times. And the answer to that simple question is this: where's the sun? No, seriously, this is where it's fascinating. The ancients always knew where the sun was, and in fact, this time of year, they probably paid extra special attention because they were about to party for days. They had it figured out. As we all know, the Earth rotates around the sun, and the Earth is spinning around its own axis simultaneously. However, the axis sits about 23-degree angle, so the sun isn't always hitting it perfectly. Those of us in the northern hemisphere are experiencing the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. Now, at some time this year, last year, and every year for the past millions of years, the sun has hit the Earth full blast on the longest day of the year, known as the summer solstice, and today it has hit the Earth the least, with the least impact on the winter solstice. That's right, folks, and I had to figure this stuff out and where I was going to put the building when I had the bare plot of land in Greenhouse 2.0. You can see the footage here. I had to figure out where's the sun gonna hit, where's the building gonna be in relative to the sun and my greenhouse, and when is the sun gonna bring its beautiful, sunny, shiny self back up over the building and onto the plants in Greenhouse House 2.0. Let me get woo-woo with you. And here, my friends, is the fun part. This is the woo-woo part that I think the ancients had figured out, that I think we've lost in modern times with the winter solstice. This is a time for rebirth, recoiling. The sun goes down. It is the shortest day of the year. And then it seemingly sits still for about 3 days. During this time, the Egyptians had a 12-day party celebrating the rebirth of the sun god of Horus. The Romans had something cool called Sol Invictus, which stands for the unconquered sun or the invincible sun. And Stonehenge was erected, and on the winter solstice you can see how it comes directly through this hole right here, folks. So do yourselves a favor, folks. This time of year, hang out with your family, hang out with yourself, relax, recoil, rewind, reflect, recharge, and get ready for the return of the sun and the start of this next year. We're going to unplug for a little while, everybody, and I hope you all do as well.